Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
I mean, I got in an automobile accident here, and I got in that for a reason. And God saved me for a reason. And I didn't know why I lived through that. It's only divine intervention that I'm alive, okay? My aorta was torn for 3/4 of the way, okay? If your aorta is torn, you usually have 12 to 15 minutes of life, okay? And even if you survive the 12 or 15 minutes, which many people don't, obviously, you're paralyzed from the waist down in 90% of the cases, okay? Now, when I went to the hospital that day, I have a scar from here to here. And they fixed everything, cut everything. I had broken all the ribs, broken everything, had a gash in my head, everything. So when they wheeled me out of 3 hours of surgery, fixing all that stuff, my blood pressure is still not right. I have a scar on my back the same way because they flipped me over. They found the torn aorta 4.5 hours later. Now, medically, there's no explanation why I'm alive. What that accident showed me is that it wasn't my time. And God had something that he was going to do in my life. And I'm finding out, to be quite honest, a year went by, I still, I'm sore and all that kind of stuff all the time. But I really do believe that past season that we had was one of the reasons that he kept me alive, because I saw the change in so many of my players. Colt, Devon, I see so many changes that had I passed away that day, those kids wouldn't be who they are today. And that's why I'm starting to see that there was more work that he wanted me to do here. I was in a coma for, I think, 15 days. The accident was February 22nd, I believe, and I woke up like March 5th, and the first thing, I had to get out of the hospital. I wanted to get out, and they said, oh, you're going to be in the hospital for maybe until midsummer, and I said, I can't be in this hospital. And I think it's from my days of playing football. If you're ever hurt, you lose your job, you don't, and so all the years of conditioning, I got to get out of here. And, I'm not proud of this, but I'll share it with you. And Dr. Itagaki and a couple of other, Michael Dang, the reason I'm alive is Michael Dang was probably one of the best heart surgeons in the world, just happened to be on call that day at Queens Hospital. And, I woke up on like March 5th, and I asked the doctor, what do I have to do to get out of here? I had things in here, I had things up my nose, I had IVs going everywhere. And he said, well, it's going to be a long time. You're going to have to rehab. You got all this stuff. I said, well, tell me what. He says, you're going to have to be able to walk around the whole hospital, and you're going to have to be able to rehab your legs. My legs wouldn't work when I got up. They didn't know that I wasn't going to be paralyzed. And so I took one step, and I couldn't go anymore. I couldn't take a step out of the bed. And every day woke up, and I said, I got to take another step, another step. And in 15 days, not even 15 days, 12 days, I walked all the way around the upper floor at the Queens Hospital. And I remember going to the doctor, saying, I walked the whole floor now, I want to get out of here. No, coach, you're not ready to go, not ready to go. So at about 1:30 in the middle of March, I called Artie Wilson. And I said, Artie, come down here. I can't be here anymore. And so he came in the hospital about 2 a.m. and I pulled everything out, and he took me home, and I've never been back. And I've never been back for a checkup. I've never been back for anything. And that's not smart, but that's how my mind works and how I am who I am. That mental toughness and things, and I gotta stay focused and get out. And I'll never be 100% still. My legs don't work quite right, and I'm sore as heck, but I'm lucky to be alive, and there's no reason why I'm sitting here talking to you. I mean, there really isn't.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.